them, actually. So I'm having only Kola Ologbondiyan, who is the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, join me. We're supposed to have 3. They were actually around us, but just as we were going into the studio, the 2 actually said, they won't be able to join me on set. I really don't know why. I don't know why, but the show has to go on. Welcome, Mr. Ologbondiyan. First time on this program,
Thank
actually.
You very much, Nancy. Yeah, my very first time here.
Yes, because I've tried as much as possible, to dissociate the show from politics. And with all your politics these days, not just you or every party, but I also do know that I must approach the political ring, at least oftentimes.
You can't do economy without politics.
Yes, you can't. I understand that. And perhaps the business in Nigeria is more political now. Who knows? So yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You were supposed to be with 2 other people. You're supposed to be with 2 other people.
I told you, I know why they won't come. APC will not come because there's no way they will explain to Nigerians how they came about selling their presidential form for 45 million naira. No explanation.
But that doesn't alienate you. You are selling your own presidential fund for 12 million naira. Hold on, 12 million naira. It would take you to have $1 million naira 1 month. Do you earn 1 million naira 1 month?
No,
to be able to get that 12 million naira, is it easy?
You have 4 years ahead to determine whether you run an election or not. And having been a participant in the election before, at the party primaries level, I do know that it's possible for you to save ahead for the election. What we find incredible is a party selling its form for 45 million naira. That will block the political space and ensure that nobody, except the Nouveau Rich, can afford the form. But it's their choice, and I'm sure Nigerians are watching the development. So selling a form at 12 million or 12.5 million, you have a leverage of almost 48 calendar months to determine whether you contest presidential election or not. And I think the cost of our form, to a large extent, is okay. And our members are not complaining.
Why would you say it's okay?
Because our members are not complaining.
If they are not complaining, then you guys should probe the source of not complaining and where the money is coming from. Yes, because we're talking of an economy that has a minimum wage of about $50, which is about 18,000 naira. Are you saying that honest, competent, and capable Nigerians that do not have 12 million naira cannot be aspirants and eventually candidates or the party candidates? How much will it take you? How long will it take you to earn 12 million naira? How much does a civil servant earn, for example?
What you should check is the background of our aspirants. What have they been? Where are they coming from? Do they look like people who ordinarily should have reserve of 12 million naira? And I believe that if you look at all our aspirants, all of them, including Osifo, the youngest, I believe that from where they are coming from, it shows clearly that they have the capacity and the wherewithal to contest the election. And looking at the cost, if a ruling government, a sitting president, and his party put the cost of contesting House of Rep at above 3 million naira or above 2 million naira, I think if an opposition party put its own cost at about 1.something million naira, I don't see anything that is wrong with that. Because we have come to our business. And let me explain to you, for us to arrive at the position of the cost of 1.5 million naira for our House of Rep aspirants, we took into consideration the fact that we have a new electoral law bordering on not too young to run. And we look at it and say, because initially the cost of our House of Rep was 2.5 million naira, while the cost of the House of Assembly was 600,000. And if you look our last 3 years primary election, you find out that these two costs have not moved strongly from what it used to be. So the party considered the fact that majority of the youths are going to contest in the House of Assembly and contest in the House of Rep election. And as such, we need to slash the cost of the House of Rep. And we brought it from 2.5 million to to 1.5
Hasn't
million.
it even naturally disenfranchised people? Because if you take a look at the quality, just like you said, those that are aspirants now, that those have been buying the forms, expression of interest and nomination forms, we are seeing that these are men that have been in government before, largely men that have been in government, so, or that you would say may have the financial capacity. But we're talking about the disenfranchising, honest, competent, capable Nigerians with the monies that you guys have set.
I don't totally agree with you that majority of the aspirants in my own party are the people in government. I don't.
They have been in government one way or the
I'll
other. We're
give you-
talking about
I'll give
Atiku.
you- I'll
We are
give you-
talking about who are
I'll-
those?
I'll give you-
Can we
I'll
begin
give
to
you-
count
I'll
them?
give
We're
you-
talking of Saraki. We're talking of other
I'll
people.
give you are limiting the contest of presidential election. We have the State House of Assembly, we have the House of Representatives, we have the senatorial before the presidency. So you cannot limit the contest of this analysis to the presidential election. For instance, in my home state, in Kogi State, House of Assembly aspirants are totaling about 96.
And your House of Assembly is how much? Total, about 600,000?
House of Assembly is about 600,000. And what am I drawing at? What I'm drawing at is that about 80% of the people who are contesting for this House of Assembly slot have never been anywhere near government. Anywhere near government. In some cases, the community can believe in a cause. And maybe the elites who are in the business sector will say that, oh, this man has been around town. Is why we are away. This is the person who has been helping the community. They could raise money and say, go and contest. So we have such a situation. But if we limit the analysis to the presidential election, we aren't going to be helping the cause of this debate. Because even in the other parties, SDP put its cost of presidential nomination at 11 million. What we must take cognizance of, Nancy, is the logistic import of conducting this election. For instance, tomorrow is going to be our own super delegate election. That's the delegates that will vote the presidential aspirant. We have to send five persons to the 774 local governments to go and contest the primary election. And because we're in opposition, and because we need to minimize costs, we have resolved as a party to limit those who will be going to their respective geopolitical zone. What this means that if you are in Kwara, for instance, you can send somebody from Kogi or Benue or Niger just to bring down the cost. And if you look at the number of forms that will be printed, if you look at even hosting the convention itself, that's it.
So
I have a proposal from AIT already, asking us to come and pay for live. You know what a live show costs. So we have largely minimized the cost. And looking at the economy of the nation today, we have situated the cost of our form within what people can pay for.
The question will be, how do political parties raise funds? Is it just through the sale of those forms whenever the political process or electioneering is close to date?
I will speak for my party.
Yes.
The way we've been raising funds since December 10 that we came into office is through the sale of membership card, through the sale of the party's constitution, and now sale of forms. That's the way we have raised money.
Because the political process in Nigeria, you will agree with me, I hope you agree with me, has been so commercialized.
Has been monetized.
Yes, monetized, commercialized. So we're seeing the political process being so commercialized or monetized, just like you said. And the next question is, has the political architecture in Nigeria created the monster of money politics? Because even in some other climes, I do know that campaigns cost money, even you take a look at the United States or the UK, but they do their own in a very subtle and acceptable manner. There are regulations around campaign finance which are strictly adhered to and all of that. Okay, we see what's happening right now in the US concerning Trump and his campaign person and all of that, and being probed and all of that. But here in Nigeria, we do not know about how far campaign finance regulations go. Sometimes we don't even know where the money is for elections come from. A lot of people have said that public offices have been abused in the past, even by your own party, that when it's time, governors from different states, whether you want to accept or not, will start bringing out the monies to support the party and all of that. How would you?
Well, I've been in the National Working Committee since December 10th, and I'm not aware that government or governors bring out money to support the rebranded and repositioned People's Democratic Party. What I do know is that this party, PDP, has resolved to function within the ambit of the law and to function within what is just, what is fair, and what will be generally acceptable to majority of Nigerians. I don't know what happened in the APC as in government, and I cannot speak for them, but I can speak for the People's Democratic Party. And in the actual fact, I speak for the PDP. And as such, I know it as a fact that we are not involved. If they say we've been involved in that, that belongs to the past. We have since changed our nomenclature. We have since changed our
So you are
address,
agreeing that
and
there
today,
was an abuse, or there were abuses of public offices or public funds?
If they allege that we did that in the past, it's an allegation that we did that in the past. It belongs to the past, not to this PDP that has become the party of choice to the majority of Nigerians. And as such, we are working within the ambit.
That is left to be seen. It's not for you to decide.
We are working within the ambit of what is sincere, what is acceptable, what is fair, what is just, and what majority of Nigerians will truly accept.
Now, the question will be, where does this money politics leave the power of the people? You know, because for every foundation, there's every societal foundation, comes from that political foundation, as it were. Then other foundations are built around it. For economics, business, and finance, which I'm really interested in, it also comes from the quality of politicians, quality of policies that we're saying. So how does this money politics right now leave the power of the people, the citizens, the power of the citizens?
If I speak for myself, as Kola Ologbondiyan, and I can even say this on behalf of my party, I think there's a gross abuse of money politics under this APC government. Whether they want to accept it or not is another thing, but that is the absolute truth, and that's what Nigerians know about. Look at the election in Ekiti. APC went and set up ATM kiosks at the polling units, and they were trading physically.
But there were also allegations that the PDP were also involved in vote buying in Ekiti State. Yes, there were allegations and counter allegations.
Nancy,
yeah, I don't Nancy, want. I try.
No, I will go into that. We will go into it in details. I just drew an example, but you have raised the allegation concerning my party, and I can explain it. And I will want to quickly explain that before we move forward. When they said that PDP was involved in vote buying, they claim that the day before the election, that the state government posted money into people's account. In politics, whatever you spend before the day of election goes into campaign. This is quite different from a situation where a party will set up ATM kiosk on the election day and engage in see and buy and vote buy. And I said I will speak as Kola Ologbondiyan. And I say so because it is adverse to see the situation, to witness the situation that this current government has and their party has brought us into as a nation.
Do you think that we should move forward and begin to probe the sources of funds of some of these aspirants or this candidate, bring in the EFCC? Because I do know that INEC had a meeting some time ago, whether in February or so of this year, with INEC. INEC had a meeting with EFCC, and the INEC chief was appealing to the EFCC acting chairman for the EFCC to help track campaign finance, to help track sources of funding. Do you think that is where we should be going to?
Nancy, if you recall, the People's Democratic Party immediately told INEC that it cannot delegate a power delegated to it by our laws. It doesn't have the powers under our laws.
Come again. Let me get what you just said.
I said the lawyers have a Latin phrase for it. A power that is delegated to you cannot be redelegated.
What does that mean now in this context?
In this context, our electoral law has given INEC the power to check the finances of the party. And what do I mean by that? At the end of every fiscal year, INEC will check your audited accounts. That's the power given to INEC by our electoral law. INEC cannot, by way of a turnaround, and now invite EFCC to come and be checking party accounts. We are operating under a government that is, and a party that is vicious and very vindictive. And as such, we cannot allow them to use a foreign mechanism that is not known to our law to begin to intimidate and harass other political parties that are not in government.
Okay.